Jeepers guys, round 8, Super Rugby, how good? Can't wait. Boy oh boy, how good has Super Rugby been this season, guys? Jeepers, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, as usual in this preview video, I'm going to be covering two main areas. Firstly, I'll give you my preview and predictions for the matches coming up for the weekend. And then stick around till the end and I'll give you a summary of those predictions. So first game, Chiefs versus Reds in Hamilton. Look, I think if you look at the Chiefs, look, jeepers, they're playing well this season, aren't they? I think from me, guys, let me know your thoughts on that, but from me, they're the team to beat so far. Like, I think if they keep playing the way they are, I think they're going to win the Super Rugby competition this year. So, look, I just think they've got they gel well. Like, I think they've got some real firepower and some good forwards. They're playing well as a unit. They're defending well. They're working hard for each other, but they're a really hard team defensively for teams to crack. But conversely, you look at the firepower with Damien McKenzie, but not only him, that whole back line is pretty impressive. So I just think that they're a good side and playing well. And then look, you look at the Reds though, jeepers, impressive win over the Highlanders in Dunedin. I'm not sure if there's probably still a few Highlanders fans that haven't quite got over that game. Not what I predicted, guys, so let me know your thoughts on that. But equally, look, they're an impressive side as well. Like, they're playing well. Physicality up front, a good forward pack. Some good loose forwards. Fraser McRide, if he's available. Yeah, Harry Wilson brings some real physicality. He's playing pretty well for the Reds as well. But I just think this one, I'm going to go the Chiefs by 10 points. I just think that home ground advantage will be quite significant. I just think their defence will be hard for the Reds to crack, and I just think they're going to have too much firepower on attack. So 10-point win to the Chiefs there. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment, share it with friends and family so you can get more access to weekly videos coming out. Game 2, Moana Pacifica against the Waratahs in Auckland. Yeah, look, this will be another really interesting game. I think on the face of it, let me know your thoughts on this, but the Moana Pacifica side hasn't been doing that well this season, but I don't think that the scores really reflect their capability on their day. So they're well capable of beating the Waratahs, but look, the Waratahs are a good side. Like, they're playing well this year as well. So I think it'll be a close game, but I just have a feeling with this one, I think the Moana Pacific side finally will connect. I think their defence will start to gel a bit more. We've seen in previous weeks the defence of the Moana Pacific side has really let them down big time. I just think they're going to be super, super hungry to win the Moana side, and they just need, like I said, their defence to click. Their attack is certainly there and thereabouts. There's not a lot wrong with their attack, and that home ground, I'm actually tipping the Moana side to win this by 5 points, so let me know your thoughts on that. Game 3, the Fijian Drua versus the Crusaders in Suva, Fiji. Oof. I can't wait for this game, guys. This is going to be a brutal contest. Like, you've got both teams are hungry to win it, eh? Like, the Crusaders are hungry to keep their winning form going. And look, the Drua, they've had some bad losses in previous weeks. That one against the Force, 52-15. Yeah, that would have stung. That really, really would have stung. And that'll take weeks to get over. So, yeah, tough game. I'm expecting some brutal physicality. I think it'll be a fast game. But I just think that we've seen this Drua side at home in those Fijian conditions, hot, humid, can be wet and slippery, and yeah, it will help the Drua side much more than the visiting side. So I think in this, I just think, as the other point I made as well, I don't have complete confidence in the Crusaders' defence against the Drua away in Fiji. I think that their defence could get a bit exposed against that in that Fijian conditions against a tough Fijian side. So I think the Drua are going to be too good in this game, and I'm tipping the Drua to win it by 15 points. So let me know your thoughts on that prediction there, guys. Game 4, the Blues versus the Hurricanes at Eden Park. Oof. That'll be spicy. That'll be really spicy, guys. First thing I'd say, like the Hurricanes and Blues, yeah, they're there and thereabouts, aren't they? I mean, that Blues defense and that Blues attack execution, I just don't think we've seen real form from them this year, from the Blues. I think the Hurricanes, on their day that they've played well. They had a good win against the Fijian Drua and Napier, but I don't think either of them are really hitting their straps. So it'll be a good game. I think both teams will be absolutely desperate. I think the Hurricanes will go in there and they'll take it to them physically. They'll really look to play their hand on attack. The Hurricanes are a young side, but conversely, the Blues, they'll be looking to get some combinations going and start clicking. I just think that this home game, and I think it's not far away where the Blues start to connect. So I think this one will be won by the Blues by 5 points. So let me know your thoughts on that. The final game, the Force versus the Highlanders in Perth. Almost left the best game for last, guys, didn't I? This is a really tough game to call. Like, honestly, this game could go either way. It's really a fascinating game in a lot of ways. The Force are so tough to beat at home in Perth. Those conditions really favour them in Perth. Travelling way over there, a different time zone, I'm sure, the heat. Yeah, and touring sides to Perth haven't historically been that successful. So, but you look at the Highlanders and they're a different side this year, aren't they, under Jamie Joseph? Japers, and some good wins. The Highlanders had that really good win early in the season against the Blues. That was a hell of a game, that one. You look at this game, I think it's going to be a real physical encounter. I think both teams will come out and bash each other in the forwards and really try and take it to each other at the breakdown and up front, and then look to spin the ball when the opportunity is on offer. It'll be close. I just think it'll go down to the end. It'll be a couple of plays, but I just think that, the game in Perth, it's a long way from home for the Highlanders, and so I'm tipping the Force to win that by 5 points, guys. So let me know your thoughts on that. Summary of my predictions. So firstly, I have the Chiefs by 10 points, Moana to win by 5 points, the Fijian Drua to have a good comfortable win, 15 points there over the Crusaders, the Blues to beat the Hurricanes by 5 points, and the Western Force to beat the Highlanders by 5 points at the end. So again, let me know your thoughts on these predictions, and guys, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with friends and family, and chuck a comment down below as to your predictions. Cheers.